If you're waiting for the new year to commit to something, you are going to be waiting forever. In this special New Year's Eve episode, I talk about your bullshit excuses, mindset, and what it really takes to create change. I also offer my top 4 questions to ask yourself to create an empowered New Year experience. Today's episode is sponsored by my free download, New Year Manifesto. Download this free guide to help you celebrate the impact you created in 2018 while setting yourself up to create a bigger impact in 2019. And finally, whether you're new to this podcast or you're a loyal thought leader, please take a moment to drop a rating and a review on iTunes. Now it is time to kick your new year off with a radical dose of empowerment. Happy New Year's Eve, everyone. I am in just having one of those moments where I'm looking back at my life because about, I would say 6 years ago, my New Year's Eve looked totally different. For those of you who haven't or aren't aware of my story, go back to episode 1 to hear it. But I used to work in nightlife, and I would be promoting some of the biggest parties in the city on New Year's Eve. And New Year's Eve was always like that night where it was the toughest night to work because everyone was drunk as fuck, including myself. This is back in my non-sober days. And I'd probably finish work around 4 and then head to after hours and not get home until maybe 10 in the morning the next day. And that was how I used to start my new year. Totally different life. As I drink my tea on New Year's Eve, it's just crazy how much our lives can change in such little time. And that's really what I want to share with you today as we are ending one year and entering a new year. So what's important to really fucking understand is that if you are waiting for the new year to create change, if you are waiting for a new month to create change, if you're waiting for the beginning of a new chapter to create change, you are going to be waiting forever. Forever. You're going to be waiting forever. I mean, it's not about a certain time frame, right? We have the power to create change at any given time. We really do. We have the power to change in any given instant. We really do. And that starts by us identifying what is it that I want to change, and then understanding, okay, now what do I need to do to actually create that change? What choices do I need to make moving forward? What decisions do I have to make that are going to support this new direction or this new choice? How do I need to show up? Who do I need to be? I mean, the list goes on. Like, this is all about you understanding that change can happen in an instant. And that if you're waiting around for the new year to create change and you do this every single fucking year, you're going to be waiting forever. This is actually a sign of how you show up for yourself. If you're one of those people who tends to wait until the new year to start something new, or you wait for a new month, or you wait for this and that, it has nothing to do with timing. This isn't about timing. What this is an excuse. And you need to start owning your shit and understand that this is an excuse. You want to start that new program, but you don't want to launch it until January. There's an excuse in there. You want to start putting yourself out there in bigger ways, but you won't start that until January. There's a fucking excuse in there. You want to get fit, but you won't start your new program or your new eating habits until January, there is a fucking excuse hidden within all of that. And it's up to you. It's your job to identify what those excuses are. So this can be done by really asking yourself, why are you waiting? Why are you waiting to get fit? Why are you waiting to put yourself out there? Why are you waiting to make your offers and build your business and get new clients? Like, why are you really waiting? What's actually standing in your way? We procrastinate because we're scared of something. We also procrastinate because we have a belief about something, and that belief prohibits our momentum. So the reason why you're waiting is probably a combination of both those things. It's your fears, like what you're scared of, and it's the beliefs that you carry about yourself. We call these limiting beliefs. You've probably heard that term before, especially if you're a loyal listener. But limiting beliefs are the beliefs we tell ourselves that limit us in some way, shape, or form. So the excuse could be, I am not going to start my new workout regime until January 1st because Christmas is here and there's just going to be so many desserts and I'm not going to be able to hold myself back. Okay, so that, what you're telling yourself there is that you don't have the willpower to do it. So who's to say you're going to have the willpower in January? If you don't have the fucking willpower now, then how are you going to have the willpower in January? Just magically? I mean, that's why studies have shown time and time again that gym membership goes up in January, but then dies down 3 months later, because people have this momentum around the new year and they're not able to carry it throughout the year because they haven't really dealt with their shit. They haven't really dealt with the underlying excuses and the things that are actually standing in their way. Or in other words, what I share a whole, what is the word I'm trying to look for? I share a whole educational block at my event, Amplified Soul Live, on this one piece. And it's, you either want it or you want to want it. So maybe you just don't really want to be fit that badly. Maybe you don't want it. Maybe you just kind of want it. You want to aspire to want it. But that's why you're not actually going after it. Tony Robbins always says, like, once you make a decision, you cut out all other options. And that's so fucking true. Most of the times we trick ourselves into thinking we make decisions, but we haven't actually made a decision because we have like plan A, plan B, plan C, plan X, Y, and Z at our fingertips. And we're willing to backpedal and use those other plans. When you make a real decision, when you make a concrete decision, you're going to go after it with everything that you've got, and you're going to cut out all other options. And this is what I'm talking about in today's episode. It's the mindset, it's the attitude that you're bringing to the table in regards to what it is that you really fucking want. Now, it is New Year's Eve, and 2019 starts today at midnight. So if you are one of those people who has been waiting until the end of the year to begin something new, be aware of your own bullshit. Be aware of the excuses that you tell yourself. Be aware of the things that you're actually truly scared of. Be aware of what your limiting beliefs are. What are the things that you're telling yourself over and over again that are prohibiting you from actually taking action or making a fucking decision? Identify what those things are. Because what's really standing in your way, it's not the calendar year. Let's be honest, it's not time. It's you. When you really want to make something happen, you will find a way to do it. New Year's Eve is one of those times in our calendar year, and I emphasize calendar year because time as we know it is not linear, but time as we're taught it is very linear. So at the end of the year, we tend to go through all these fucking things in our head about what we haven't done. Oh my God, I didn't accomplish this. So feeling sorry for ourselves, or maybe you start to feel super ramped up about the new year, but then that excitement doesn't last. I mean, it brings about a lot of different emotional states. And for many people, it's kind of a mixed pot of all of that. It's a mixed pot of feeling excited and feeling regret. It's a mixed pot of feeling happy about what you're about to step into and feeling sad about what you're letting go. What's important is that you embrace it all, but also understand that you have control over it all. You have control over all of it. You have control over amplifying the good over the negative. You have control over amplifying what it is that you're grateful for versus like what sucked. Like you get to choose where your focus goes. Now, I am not one of those coaches who's always going to tell you to focus on the positive. I think that there is a great gift, and that gift is learning. When we focus on our shadows, when we focus on the shit that didn't go well, we learn a lot. So what I'm referring to here when I'm talking about mindset is just being aware of where your focus goes and where it stays. So it is totally healthy to look back at your year and point out all the things that you didn't accomplish. That is really fucking healthy thing to do. And in fact, I have all my clients do this work. What's not healthy is staying in that funk, is allowing that list of all the things you didn't accomplish make you feel like shit about yourself. That list is a powerful tool for you to set up your new year. It helps you become aware of the ways in which you're standing in your own way. It helps bring light to the ways in which you're not showing up. So by all means, make those fucking lists and focus on the things that didn't go well as much as you focus on the things that did go well, but do so in a way that is productive and conducive to your growth and evolution. So I have made this super easy for you. I have a process called the New Year Manifesto, and this is a multiple page guide that has a lot of really great thought-provoking questions for you to answer that are going to help you say goodbye to this year and say hello to the new year in a way that is really going to help you produce results that you want to see. So I have that as a free gift for you. It's a free download. And I'll share the link in the show notes for that. But what I really want to do on today's episode is share 4 questions from that free gift. And these are my top 4 questions to ask yourself at the end of the year. So the manifesto is filled with a lot of different questions. All of them are amazing. I've had people do this year after year. I've had this up for about 4 years now, and people love it. But these are the top 4 questions. If you're just going to do 4, if you don't want to download the whole free gift, I don't know why you wouldn't want to, it's free. But if you don't want to download the free gift, then focus on these 4 questions. So at the end of the year, what you want to focus on is question number 1, what am I celebrating? So what are you celebrating this year? Like, what are you proud of? What is it that you accomplished that you're celebrating? I create a list of all those things. Question number 2 is, what will I improve on? So of course, there's a little homework you need to do in order to answer that question, but this is about getting real with yourself. This is about facing your shadows and understanding the things that you really need to work on in order to set yourself up for success for the new year. What will I improve on? And tip, the more specific you are, the better. Question number 3, how will I improve this? So once you identify what it is that you want to improve on, how exactly are you going to improve these things? What are you actually going to do? What choices do you have to make? What actions do you have to take? How will I improve this? And then question number 4, and this is my favorite question. How do I want to feel in 2019? So how do I want to feel in the new year? The reason why this question is my favorite is because if you focus on how you want to feel, it becomes easier to make decisions that will get you that result. A lot of times we'll focus on the goals, or we'll focus on the things we want to accomplish. And when we accomplish those things, we don't feel what we really want to feel. We don't feel happy, or we don't feel relaxed, or we don't feel fulfilled, or whatever it is that you really, truly, ultimately want to feel. We might have things, That accomplishment might give us money, or it might give us accolades or something, but it may not leave you feeling what it is that you want to feel. So identify how you want to feel in 2019. And yes, this can be a multitude of things. It can be happiness, elated, fulfilled, free, at ease, filled with grace, whatever it is. Like, describe how you want to feel in 2019. Because once you have that description of how you want to feel, it becomes so much easier to make decisions for your life, for your business, for the way in which you want to show up. I mean, if happiness is, or let's use joy. If joy is one of those things that you want to feel in 2019, and you're doing things in your business that are not bringing you joy, that is a big red fucking flag. You need to stop doing those things. So identify how you want to feel, because this is going to help you then map out what you're going to do. It's also going to help you cut out the things you don't need to be doing, because they're not actually helping you feel the things you want to feel. Does that make sense? So the top 4 questions to ask yourself: recap. Question number 1, what am I celebrating? Question number 2, what will I improve on? Question number 3, how will I improve this? And question number 4, how do I want to feel in 2019? If you want the full New Year manifesto with all the amazing questions that are going to force you to deep dive into your life and reflect in a way that is going to leave you feeling empowered and set up for the new year, then go download it today on my website, rubyfremon.com/New Year Manifesto. I'll drop the link in the show notes as well. So that's all I have for you today. As I said, it's New Year's Eve. So whatever it is that you have planned for yourself, I highly recommend that you squeeze in some time for the New Year Manifesto. In fact, create time, create space to download and fill in the New Year Manifesto so you can reflect on your year and set yourself up for the next year. Thank you so much for joining me on today's Thought Leader, where I'm challenging you to rise up, speak up, and create a movement. Download the New Year Manifesto at rubyfremon.com/New Year Manifesto. And be sure to drop a rating and review on iTunes. I'll love you forever, I promise. If you have any questions about today's topic, or you just want to say hi, reach out to me on social media. My social handle is at @IamRuby on all I can't say the word. Channels. It's I Am Ruby on all channels. I'm wishing you all a joy-filled, productive, easy, breezy, beautiful New Year's Eve. And I'm sending you tons of love for a great start to 2019. I'll see you here next week for a brand new episode of today's Thought Leader.